Shalom, shalom, my brothers and sisters. This has got to be, forgive me, the saddest day of my life. Learning that we have a brand new elect, President elect Donald J. Trump. I have very little to say, but I can see where America is because America chose this president. And, there's nothing else to do but respect the choices of our people in this country. So, more power to you, DT. I hope you enjoy your next 4 years in the White House. This has been a time for us to reflect and understand that this is a new era of time. And when I say era, I know the difference between ERA and ERROR, that English language for you. Era and era. Because we have so much ahead of us we need to accomplish as a people, it's going to take quite a bit of focus from us. And I don't understand how much it may take from an individual to make this thing work. Now, just so you know, we've fought for unity for 100 years or even more. And unity seems to be the hardest thing to come by in our culture. But it's not our fault. And I'm not going to allow myself to try and push the blame on our people because we didn't create this monster. We did not do it. I mean, when we wake up in the morning, we wake up with the feeling of oppression. When we go to work in the morning, we go to work with the feeling of oppression. And you can ignore the pink elephant in the room all you want to. It's you cannot ignore it much longer. There has never ever been a society to pull themselves out of the ashes onto a level playing field without controversy or without consequences or without fight or without a revolutionary attitude. We don't have to have that. Now, there have been so many people placed into different pockets of our culture to keep us in a particular zone for life. And it ain't something that that we want to talk about. It ain't something that we want to bring towards the front of our lifestyle or let people know that this is what's happening in our lives. This is something that is in our genes. And in our genes is, I'm going to try to say this word, and you know what I mean, passivitism, whatever that is. We're basically displaying our passive selves across the board. Every single black person on the planet right now has a level of this passiveness. And we have it because of the things we were taught. And believe it or not, it's something that we want to forget, and it makes sense to forget. But the bottom line is, we knew a long time ago that our mentality is subservient to the white man. This election just proved it again. That you could be as dumb as a bowl of beans with no water, and you can be elected president and vice president. You think that this vice president has the intellectual ability to rule a country? It's almost embarrassing to say these are our leaders, but the majority of the American people chose this man as our president. And as you noticed, now that he's president, things are just as quiet and people are just as laid back as they can be. Today has been the quietest day in America's history, only because Donald Trump won the presidency and he proclaimed it outright fascistly in the beginning. If he lose this race, there's going to be some trouble in the city. So fortunately, he won, and there's no trouble in the city, none whatsoever. But look at it this way: all hell is about to be unleashed. Number one, the police will have no barriers. They will have no method of prosecution, no reason to release chest body cameras footage, no reason to feel any remorse about shooting somebody's son. No reason. Because in accordance with the new regime, police will have immunity. And you and I know who suffers the most at the hands of the popo, and that's us. So we still have us out here in this society saying, I don't need no gun. I don't need no protection in my house because ain't nobody coming in my house because I got a broomstick. And I'm saying these things because, excuse me, I want people to know that there are certain things you must have because if you don't have those things, you might as well go lay your ass out in the middle of the street and let a car run over you because you have no protection whatsoever. I can only bring you the message and give you the insight, but these people have prepared themselves over the last 20 years or so with firearms. Millions and millions and millions of firearms have been sold, and we're not the ones buying them. But yet we think we can amicably function in a country that's not built for us, period. Some people just don't see that. You only see what's in front of you and what monies you can receive from this system that we have in the US of A. That's all you see. And because that's all you see, you don't see the poor man struggling to get gas in his car to go to work tomorrow. You don't see the single mother who don't have food to eat to feed her children. You don't see the kid struggling in high school, so he turns to drugs because nobody's paying attention to his problem, which he's a child, so somebody should be paying attention to his problem, but nobody is. So he turns to anybody who will pay attention to his problem, which is a gang or an outside source or somebody that don't give a fuck about him, and they're going to feed him drugs and say, "Hey, sell these, and we got you." And all this is because you have to work so damn hard to make ends meet and to survive. And when I say you got to work hard to make ends meet, what I'm saying is the money you make it is the money that keeps your lifestyle at the level of lifestyle you intended to be. And you may want your level of lifestyle to be 4, 5, 10 times higher than your income can support. So now that means you're going to have to get a second job in order to pay that extra 2 or 3 points of level of living that your income, your base income doesn't support. So now you're working 2 jobs, but you got kids. You're expecting grandma to take care of your kids, but that just don't happen. Like I said, we're in a new era of time, and everything seems to be going foul. Like Kamala Harris was talking about taking it forward, but we're taking it back. I was looking at some stats the other day about how black folks paired back in 1975, 85, 95, and 2005. We are so tight. I mean, everything about us is confined. You're not allowed to get into certain arenas in America. And because we are not allowed to get into those areas, it stifles us. We can't get out of our own way. We're stuck on stupid in some cases. We really think that our own people can support us in this society. In this society, hell to the no. You cannot survive if you're only dependent on your own people. If you intend to open a business anywhere, you better do your location study first, because your location basically tells you whether you're going to make any money or not. Your color tells you whether you're going to make any money or not. Black education in 2024 is worse than it was in 1975. We have every kind of school you can think of. We have charter schools, we have public schools, we have private schools, we have Catholic schools. Sorry. We have all these different types of schools. And every one of these schools does not cater to our people. None of those schools cater to our people. Our people have the worst time in public school. We have a decent time in charter school, but if we're not charter school specific, in other words, like magnet schools, going to a charter school that offers a particular background. For instance, there are charter schools that you can go to anywhere in the city that focus on academics only. The higher end academics like geometry, trigonometry, higher English second language, all that kind of stuff. But there are other schools that focus on vocational training, and that's welding, auto mechanics, carpentry, electrical, all those different quality things that you could, if you like working with your hands, then you should be focusing on your kids going to, or if your kids like working with their hands, you should be focusing them toward those type of magnet schools where it specializes in a career field that that individual wants to do. A long time ago, I went I was living in Massachusetts, way up there in the damn Northeast. They had such a beautiful school system. I really admired it. They had three different type of schools. They had from one to six, seven, six to seventh grade. They had academic schools, which if you went to this school, your objective was to keep a certain GPA, and you were given certain classes that were higher than than the high school requirement classes. All right, so then you had vocational schools. Vocational schools were busting at the seams. There were so many people going in there for vocations, but when they graduated high school, they only thing they had left to do is take the exam, because they had went through the entire level of training. They had taken sample tests for the licensing, and then you have all women's school, all girls school from one to sixth or seventh grade, and then all boys school from one to sixth or seventh grade. So there's four different type of schools in that one community, and and when I tell you that these damn kids were so damn smart, it didn't make any sense, and they would seem like a lot happier in school because they could go to the school of their choice based on what they wanted to do in school. You didn't have this thing called the security resource officer inside the school manhandling children, taking children to prison from high school. You didn't have that. And I was talking to somebody the other day about how these schools are starting to look just like prisons. I don't know if you've been on Walsham Road lately. There's Roosevelt High School down there. It looks like you're driving by the penitentiary because you got the 10-foot fence line, and if you ain't they don't have a kid over there, you got no damn clue on how to get in there because there are very few entrances into that school zone. I'm just concerned that our education system in America is sitting on the tip of a needle and it's about to fall because we're not educating our kids. You can't get a 17, 18-year old, not, I mean, I'd say out of 10, 17, 18-year olds, eight of them don't know what the hell you talking about when you ask them to check the light bill out and let me know how much it is. They don't know how to do simple shit like that. Take that spare out the trunk and help me change this tire. Get the jack too. They don't know how to put the jack together. They don't know where to put the jack. They don't know how to get air in the tire. You tell the kid, go put some air in my right front tire. They don't know how to do that. They don't want to know these kind of things. But see, little bitty things like that are the things that make you survive. You know, when I was a child, my brother had a 125 Kawasaki motorcycle, and he could not start that damn thing to save his life. And he said, if you could start it, you could ride it. And I worked on that damn bike for about 3 hours. Next thing I know, I'm rolling on the damn 125 cow because I started it. I don't know how I did it, but I figured it out, which gave me an idea of something I wanted to do. I wanted to be a person that can work with nuts and bolts and wrenches and engines and stuff in that arena. So I got the motorcycle started, and from that point, it kind of gave me an idea of what I wanted to do. So several years later, when I joined the military, I went in the military as a tank mechanic. And you know, I never worked on tanks other than in school, but I was a tank mechanic. So I learned the basis of being a mechanic, which was good for me because I probably saved $100,000 over the last 40 years on my cars because I knew how to do my work. I knew how to do brakes, steering systems, tires, you name it, I knew how to do it. So it was a blessing for me to learn those skills as a child. So I'm saying right now, you got kids in your home and you're really not giving them the opportunity to be all they can be by teaching them some very, very small things. Like the preacher said the other day, Geno Jones said, a child, you shouldn't have to tell a child to take the trash out. Like I say, this is a new era of time. Back when in my days, I probably got told one time to take the trash out, but any other time, my objective is to look in that trash can before I go outside. Because if I go outside and don't look in it, I'm gonna get called back inside to go get the damn trash in the middle of me having a ball outside. So it's kind of best that we start our kids young with little bitty things. I mean, every kid should have chores in the house. Every single kid should have a chore. And if a child ain't got no chore, then he ain't got no responsibility. All he want to do is sit back and play his game. So you know, and I know that we got far too many adults playing games, playing these damn games. And if that game ain't paying you a good substantial amount of money, then that game ain't beneficial for you. If it's paying you a substantial amount of money, then I don't see the problem. But if it ain't, there's a problem. You have to change your ways. The economy now is no different. Now, back then in 1975, you probably could get a dozen eggs for $1. A dozen eggs for $1. Not today. You might have been able to get a dozen eggs cheaper than that. But today, a dozen eggs don't cost you anywhere in the neighborhood of $3. You know, pork has always been cheap. So you might be able to get you some pork, uh, with a low pound rate. But now every damn thing you look at that we used to eat a long time ago, like chitlins, ham hocks, neck bones, turkey necks, turkey butts, and so on and so on. All that shit costs money now, a lot of money. That's because many people have understood the value of eating that food. It's not healthy worth a damn. I'm gonna be frank and tell you that. It'll kill you quicker than anything else. But don't get it twisted. It's good food as long as you don't indulge in it every other day or every other week, once a year maybe, if that much. I ate some chitlins about 2 years ago, and it took me 3 days to get over that damn two spoonfuls of shit trails. And that's exactly what it is, a shit trail. A damn pig eat any damn thing. So you got to be careful with what you eat. And if you're smart, you won't be eating no more pig. But you want to eat it, eat it. I ate it, still eat it today. But I try my damnedest not to because I already know. Just like salmon. And you can stand in the damn Sam's and Costco and look at the salmon and see white worms crawling on that salmon and you still buy it. You have been bought into the American system. That's what the problem is. You bought into it. Same with any other thing that you buy because you think it makes you more acceptable in the community. Everybody that's got money, I'm talking about real money. Every black person that's got real money, they gotta have a Mercedes. They gotta have a BMW. And it's gotta be brand damn new. So if you don't believe what I'm saying, just stand outside the military gate there at one of these bases and watch what type of cars come out that gate. Because black people have been very successful and landing great jobs out here in the general area in high positions. But you don't need all of this. These are things that material things are just things. I mean, if you buy something to use and have fun with, and it's for you, then that's fine. But if you buy a beautiful looking car like that, are you buying it for status or are you buying it for transportation? Because a car ain't nothing but transportation. You know, it's a beautiful car now, don't get me wrong. And I commend you for being able to afford a car like that. And the more money you can spend on a car, the more you spend on a car. Most people will try to tell you, let's say you go in there pre-finance, you know how much you can get on credit if you're going to use credit. You already know that this is what you can get. So if they say, all right, you got a $20,000 credit line right here in this store. So what are you going to do? Go in there and spend $19,099 on every damn thing? Say, yo, how much I got left? $1. All right, give me two of them bubble gums right there. But my point is, why would you spend every damn dime that they made available to you? For what? What's the point in you spending all that money? They got you hook, line, and sinker if you do it. You didn't go in there for all that. You went in there for one thing, probably one thing, and you found that one thing, but yet you took the hook, line, and sinker and bought other things. Same with Walmart. You go into Walmart to pick up one thing and you stay in Walmart thinking you're going to forget something. So you shop and shop and shop. So economics is a tremendous effect, has a tremendous effect on our lives. Because if you look at what's about to happen here, you're going to go out right now, you're going to buy all of this food. You're going to get potato pie, pumpkin pies. You're going to get every damn kind of cake thing you can find. You're going to get carrot cake, German chocolate cake, upside down cake, 10 or 12 other different types of damn cakes. And you're going to bring it into your house and you're going to have the entire table covered in food. And then you're going to take 10 people or more or so, whatever your family size is, and you're going to devour as much of that food as you can. It's almost like an obligation on Thanksgiving to eat every damn piece of every damn thing you can. And then after you're done with your meal, you go sit down and watch football. You know, make it make sense. Make that make sense. You're glutton, you're eating, you're sampling every damn thing. You got every damn dish under the stars. You got collard greens, cabbage greens, turnip greens, green beans, black eyed peas, sweet potatoes, sweet potato pies. I mean, baked potatoes. You got everything. Mac and cheese, uh, stuffing, dressing, gravy, rice. I mean, on and on and on and on with all these damn different dishes. But at what point in time, and don't forget the turkey, and you coming in there with a 25-pound turkey, which is a big ass turkey, barely fitting in the oven. And then you put that big ass turkey on the table, and people don't take half of it to eat. Don't nobody eat that shit no more. Why are we wasting all this food when there are so many people in America hungry? Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people need food to eat. But yet we indulge ourselves in too much food to eat on holidays like Thanksgiving. Then we do the day before Thanksgiving, which is something I forget what they call it, Thursday. But you got Thanksgiving, you got Black Friday, you got Cyber Monday. Billions of dollars are spent in those few days. And you and I are the ones who spend our money then. I started asking this 2 years ago, and I'm still asking it. June 19th of 2025, nobody, not one black person go to a gas pump. That's it. Get your gas on the 18th or get your gas on the 20th. But on June 19th, do not go to a gas station. That's all. That's it. That's all I'm asking. If we can pull this off, if we can get 50,000 people to decide not to go to the gas station on that day, that would be a beautiful thing. But and it will be the start of something. It'll be the start of what I call a pushback that show that our money means something in this economy. We're not allowed. We're not significant right now. Black people are insignificant in the progress of the United States of America. And we're going to remain insignificant until we do something to allow them to see that we are significant. We can't do a single thing together, which is the problem. One single thing together will solve a hell of a lot of shit that we got going on right here in this USA. And as long as we keep teaching people to be passive and to wait until we die to get our heaven, then we are as big a damn fools as they expect us to be. We have allowed these people to hoodwink us and put us into a zone to make us incapable of progress. We've been spinning wheels for a long damn time, and to sit back and watch the plight of black people in America, we just go brown and we get fucked every fucking time. We get pushed further and further and further down the damn track. It shows on every level. Look at Sha'Carri Richardson. All the girl had was a joint. She smoked a joint, and they kicked her out of the Olympics. But she came back and burnt their ass up. But look at some of the other shit these damn athletes have done. They didn't kick them out. They did not kick them out. And then they changed the damn rules because Simone Biles was the only one that could execute a particular move out of thousands of girls. Simone Biles was the only one that could execute a particular move. I don't know what move did, but they wanted to change the damn rules because of her. In other words, move the goalposts. That's what they do. When you get so good at something, they move the goalposts. This Sunday, during football Sunday, why not every black football player say, fuck it, I ain't going to the game today? I'm talking about the NFL players. Have they ever done a damn thing in support of Colin Kaepernick? No, they've never done a damn thing. Neither has the NBA. LeBron James can stand up and talk shit over some bullshit, but then you hear him talk about that trash island out there. You don't say shit. You say something then, but you don't say shit about that boy up there on that stage saying something about who's that one black guy out there that I know? Yeah, we had a watermelon carving contest last night. Nobody wants to say shit about that. But yet you want to talk about the trash island. But yet here are 40 million people here in this country that are allegedly citizens. And somebody said that they went to a watermelon carving contest. And you don't see the racist connotation in that remark? You don't see it enough to say something? Fuck fake news. That's what it is. Donald Trump's right about that one. Give you that 100 on that. I hope he does dismantle the education department because they don't know what the fuck they doing. They don't. How many damn security agencies we got in this damn America? We got the ATF, we got the CIA, we got the FBI, we got the UT, whatever else. We got all these damn bullshit ass agencies that don't do a fucking thing but drain government money for their operation. That's what they do. Why do we have all these different agencies? Don't know who the fuck it is. We got the police department. We got the sheriff department. We got the National Guard. We got the reserve military. And see the reserve covers all forces. We got reserve Air Force, reserve Army, reserve Navy, reserve Marine Corps. We got them everywhere. We got so many people affiliated to gain government money. It don't make much sense. Make it make sense. We waste so much damn money as a country, but yet Ukraine started going through some shit. We're gonna send Ukraine $140 billion now. $1 billion of our money. How the fuck you gonna be giving our money away? We elected you and put you in office to give away money, but not like that. Not every other damn month. You know, we didn't decide to give $100 million to Donald Trump to renovate his damn hotel so it accommodate the president, but we did it. Plus, he got Secret Service on every floor, so nobody can sneak in the damn building. He got every single thing he needed, and his dad will be so proud of him. But see, the devil don't like ugly, and ugly is what they did to Donald Trump's brother, the captain of the airplanes, who turned into an alcoholic and ended up killing himself because that's his older brother. Because the daddy didn't like the older brother, he liked Donald Trump because Donald Trump cutthroat just like his daddy, the KKK master. So we are suffering from an educational standpoint. We're suffering from a black economic standpoint. How are we doing on a land standpoint? What land does black people own? That's a good damn question. I didn't get a chance to research it yet, but if you ain't owning at least a quarter acre, I don't mean leasing, I don't mean renting, but you ain't never gonna own shit in America because they got it set up so beautifully that you can pay on this shit 100 years and miss 6 months of payment. They'll take it. It'll be no longer yours because of the taxes. They want you to pay taxes on your shit every freaking year that you bought. It's yours, but you're paying taxes on it. There's always a loophole in these documents, code books that America creates. But if you don't know what those loopholes are, then you're going to have to figure it out yourself because there are so many ways around what the government places on you. You'll end up going broke trying to satisfy what they want while you're in business of satisfying what you want. In other words, your business will owe every damn body, and every penny you make will be going into the government's pocket, and they don't give a damn if you don't make a profit. So you better figure out how to run your business without giving away all your money. Basically, that's all I'm saying. If you got a business, that should be your main goal. So land is a big deal here. And if you, most people will tell you that the one thing you must do in America is own you a piece of land. And I say own it, I mean, just paying for it and holding it under your name, the deeds in your name. But otherwise, you want to rent, you want to lease, you don't want to get on the market to buy because you're afraid that they're gonna tell you no. How the hell you gonna know that they're gonna tell you no if you don't go and ask them to sell you this house? Most of us have this self-defeatist attitude where I'm gonna stop myself from buying a house because I already know they're not gonna give it to me. They ain't gonna give you shit anyway. You ought to know that by now. You earned it. And if you don't go and get it and claim it, you ain't getting shit. You'll be still doing what you're doing yesterday because you think you don't qualify. And I'm here to tell you that you do qualify and that all you have to do is go try to do it. And then the next excuse, oh, I'm trying to get my credit score up. You don't even know what credit score is required to get a damn house. So let them worry about all that shit. All you want to do is get you a house. So go in there and get you a damn house. But don't take anything. Don't fall for the okie doke. Learn what you want out of the process. It's easy if you try. You get complacent with where you are in America is not the where you should be. You're in that particular area in America because you have not been properly briefed on what you can be. Most people don't share information like we do here on the Black News Network. On BNN 247, you can find out a lot of secrets that are not communicated on the America mainstream. We try and give you something, a gem, every single week that you can walk away with. But if you don't ever decide to commit to something, then you're going to fall for something. When I say fall, I don't mean free fall. I mean you're gonna dive. You're gonna take a nose dive. You're not gonna be able to advance because you don't want to listen. It's just that damn simple. It is so simple. Pay attention, grow smarter. Wisdom is power. We're in a new era of time, and the era is what's about to happen to the foundation of the country. There are so many things wrong already, but every president then went into the White House and ignored these things. I think Donald Trump is going to go into the White House and put them on damn blast, which he's got a problem with the Justice Department. He's got a problem with the Education Department. What's the Texas governor? Abbott wants vouchers still. He's still out there trying to get these damn vouchers. And I guess he thinks if he continues to just push and push and push and ask for vouchers, the people of Texas are going to give in and sign vouchers into law. And that way he can give Pastor Hagee the $22 million he owed. Sad thing. And then you worry about Puffy. You don't realize what Puffy's in jail for. Puffy's in jail because Puffy started a political PAC for us. And I don't know what happened with it. I just know he started a political PAC. And now we just got to figure out what happened with it and push it on forward. But right now, knowing the shit he's going through, people are running from Puffy. They don't want to be known with Puffy. Let's say somebody like me, I got no reason whatsoever to run from Puffy Combs because I ain't never been an associate of Puffy Combs any damn way. So why would I shy away from him like he got the plague or something, or like he did something with me or to me or for me? He ain't got shit to do with me. So why would somebody come up to me and say, hey man, somebody white come up to me and say, what's going on with Puffy Combs, man? I don't know. That's between you and Puffy. You go find out. I don't have a need to discuss his business, but I'm not afraid to support Puffy Combs being behind bars. If you can elect a felon convicted president and you keep a man that with no convictions in jail, then that's a damn problem here. But it's obvious that the problem consists around race. And no matter what, this is a racist country. We will always be a racist country in America. The white man cannot stand the idea of you being his equal. He can't stand that idea. And if you become his equal, it's all out civil war. Because as long as he can feel better than you, or act like he's better than you, then the country is cool. But the moment you want to rebel or start a revolution, then you're the enemy. The first thing they're going to pin on you is you're a communist, that you've been down to Cuba. So if you ever went to Cuba and now you over here starting a revolution or something or a protest march, then that indicates that you're coming. And then they're gonna lock you up for supporting communism. America ain't playing with you. I mean, if we keep sitting back thinking that this whole journey is going to become a super journey, on our behalf, then we got a problem. It is not going to become good for us. All right, so we talked about education, economics, land, and businesses. Now we talk about businesses. In America, in 1975, Black people had less than 1% of the business population, business ownership. 1985, we had 1.25 of the business ownership. 1995, nobody knew. They didn't do a study. 2020, we had 2.7% of the business population. Black business had that much. But to mention the 2.7%, don't forget that 82% of all businesses in this country belong to white people. 82%. You can go down I-35 and you see the major companies all up and down the highway. Most of them belong to white people. Yes, they do. And that's not only here in San Antonio. It's anywhere you may go. Anywhere. They own the buildings. They own the real property. And there's not much more we can do about it. Like they got 82% of the businesses in the city. They also got more than 80% of the firearms in the city. I'm going to close on something different today. And just before I start this, I want to say that this is episode number 236, and our title is A New Era of Time. Please subscribe to YouTube, BNN247. Please call in at any time at 210-241-5493. 210-241-5493. So we're in this new era of time. Like us on Facebook as well. This new era of time talks about President-elect number 47, who will be installed on January 25th, 2025. I kind of wrote down a few things that I wanted you to know. Conspiracy to defraud the United States of America. Conspiracy to obstruct official proceedings. Conspiracy against the rights of citizens. Retaining of national defense documents. False statements. Obstruction of justice. Withholding legal documentation. Schemes to conceal information from the courts. Altering and destroying documents. 34 counts of falsifying business records. False statements and writings. Impersonating a public officer or official. I don't know what that one was, but he has a charge saying he was impersonating a public official. And then conspiracy to commit forgery. Now, all these damn charges against this one man, this is more crime than anybody in America does together in one day. Now, I wanted to just say that, and he's still elected president. Donald Trump is our president, y'all. Don't forget that. And we will govern ourselves accordingly to support him in the United States of America. So it is what it is. But you got felons trying to go in the military, and the military tells them, you can't come in the military, you got a felony on your record. So that's one. You have felons trying to get jobs in certain places. You can't have this job because you have a felony conviction. Another strike. You have a felony conviction, so you can't participate in certain aspects of life, for instance, voting, because you're a felon. But nobody ever questioned the fact that as a felon convicted, Donald Trump mailed in. No, Donald Trump voted in person. He didn't mail in his ballot. He voted in person. How can you not hold these standards equally in America when the Constitution tells you that we are all created equally? We're all created equally, but not according to white face, black face. White face, black face holds more weight than anything in America. This domination, this suppression, this neglect, this avoiding facing the truth behind us as Americans has haunted us for the last 350 years. We have not been recognized for anything. When it comes to us being 10 million strong on the west side of the Appalachian Mountains, the U.S. politicians had to be slick and they had to turn things around without letting you know why they doing this thing like this. They did it to make you not feel enfranchised to what's rightfully yours. And what's rightfully yours is directly underneath your feet. It is ours. And it's ours because we were part of that 10 million already here that they sought passage through so they could get to the West Coast. Oklahoma is our state, if you didn't know it. That was supposed to be our state. Not anymore. This is the Black News Network, BNN 247, broadcasting every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. And it was daylight saving time this week, so I can see why we were an hour late. We also broadcast on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. This is the real voice of Black USA, bringing you the news from a Black perspective. We do not own the rights to the music, but we do own the rights to the show, and we do invite you to join us on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. on YouTube or Facebook. Don't forget to like us. And also, if you want to call in, call in. We can get you the number. If you want to be on the show, come on the show. It's okay. We can bring you in. Our number is 210-241-5493. And if you really want to know what we're doing, you can go on YouTube and look at any one of our shows that we've done so far. Every show contains some biscuits, some nuggets, some rice, some chicken, everything. And all you got to do is go take a look at it. And I think you'll be happy that you did. This is the Black News Network, BNN 247, coming at you live from a Black perspective. Have a great day today and a better day tomorrow. This is Smith-Bey. Bye.